Okay, it's a video for the new Waner SG by TANGZU, the company that made the Wu-Tang, the Wu Zetian, I believe it's called. I'm a big fan of that. This is a single dynamic driver, priced at about $14 to $17. This hobby's getting crazy. I might fast forward this part right here, so turn your mic down a little bit. And let me slow this down right about here. So this is the set up close. This is, again, a single dynamic driver, as you can see inside. It's 10 millimeter, it says. I'm not exactly sure what the coating is. I should maybe take a look at the back. It has a tuning that is, let's go ahead and rotate slowly. Take a look up. Very much like 7Hz Zero. It's got sub bass over mid bass, but it's somewhat polite. It's got just a tint of warmth. It's got clean mids. It's got a pretty prototypical gain region. It's got a slight notch around 6K, and it's got the resonant peaks at 8. Falls off a bit, but it's pretty much with my scale as it goes off of the graph at 20 kilohertz. So it grabs very well. If we talk about music, which we will right now. Okay, the Waner SG by TANGZU. Let's go ahead and talk about music. Let's glide over and look at the graph again. That is very mature tuning for a, basically, I think, a $15 to $17 set. Let's go ahead and take a look at Big Boy Kill Jill. We're talking about a Roland 808 or something similar that's deck mixed hits. The lowest is at 38 hertz. There's a lot of sets. There's a lot of headphones that can't do this well. The lowest hit, it sounds like there's energy going to the driver, but that's all you get. With sets that are tuned like this and like the Dunu Titan S and like the 7Hz Zero, this sounds accurate, not emphasized as much as maybe some people would like, but it's definitely not de-emphasized, and that's a big no-no for me. This doesn't do that. It sounds, I can hear all of the hits, including the 38 hertz drop, so I'm totally fine with that. As we get to, let's jump to Vivaldi. This set does very good with this. It does the strings of the violin very well. It doesn't have overly emphasized late treble, which I've come to discover recently is a big no-no, particularly with something like Vivaldi or something that's got a lot of energy. A lot of stuff doesn't actually even have info if you measure it on a spectrogram, lossless files, but some does. And the upper harmonics of a string section can get fatiguing quite quickly. The tuning of this set is actually very friendly to that. I enjoyed it. I thought it actually sounded quite good. Something like a drum kit on Masters of Reality. The strikes and the impacts sound good, similar to the bass guitar, which also sounds accurate, not emphasized. A 4 or 5 string bass guitar, it doesn't sound like one part of it's over boosted, like sometimes that mid bass tuck can give. This has no mid bass tuck, so bass guitars and drum kits sound accurate to my ear, not emphasized, again, as some maybe want a little bit more energy, but if you're familiar with the Dunu Titan S or 7Hz, it's treating those two instruments, bass guitar and drum kits, pretty much the same. Cymbal strikes, Led Zeppelin, Hey, What Can I Do? I think this does very good actually with that. It does good with Elton John and piano. Male and female vocals on Fleetwood Mac Rumors sound really good. Again, the harmonics of the vocals sound, they're not in your face, and they don't sound kind of dark or slightly muted from precipitous roll-off in the treble that can impact some vocals on some productions. That's not the case. This really isn't hitting anywhere wrong. If I'm going to nitpick on it, it's $15 to $20. Nitpick, I'd say that a Titan S 7Hz Zero bass profile is, I'd want a little bit more, but there's nothing wrong with the set, and there's a huge market for the set that I just described. So this is the Waner SG by TANGZU. Gets the rec. It doesn't do anything wrong. Build seems decent. It looks interesting. And that's it. I'm out. You guys enjoy 1111.